No, what's up, man? How are you? Good to see you. Absolutely.
Right on stage.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, the best part is you guys are like right up by all the snacks and coffee. Over
I know
here.
you.
Do
I
that on
saw you
purpose?
going to town over there.
No,
I
just
saw
water.
you.
Just water for
Just
for
water.
now. Yep.
All right. All right. How you doing?
Great. How are you guys?
Good. Good. It's
Thanks
good
for
to be
coming.
here.
Welcome to
It's
South
great.
Dakota.
It's great
right?
to be
You
here.
gotta tell
No,
me
this
you're
is big
coming.
time. I
Hey,
know.
if I would have known that last night, I would have recommended a few spots for you or got you down to Vermilion.
I know. We should have. We should have. My wife wasn't feeling well, or else I would have come in a little bit earlier. But no, it's great to be here. And honestly, one of the things I think we've learned, like coming here, that it's reminded us is like we want to come out here for some games if we can. You know, we'd love to come out for a rivalry game with you and SDSU or whatnot. And
You let me know. We'll make it happen.
no, it'd be great. It'd be great.
How awesome is this?
Oh, unbelievable!
So-
Unbelievable. This conference tournament is awesome,
It's
right?
awesome. I was here for 4 years as an assistant coach.
Yep.
The last time we played in the championship game, there was close to 12,000 people here.
Wow.
Right? Been through it in the Mountain
Wow.
West, been in the Pac-12 tournament. Like, this is up there.
That's
it really
crazy.
is.
That's crazy.
What is it about South Dakota that makes it such a? We were talking about this a little bit earlier. Ryan Miller, Mike Miller's younger brher, older brother.
Ryan,
Brother. We'll go with brother. We'll go with brother.
I don't even.
The brother
I don't even
doesn't
know
have
who's
it.
older. I don't.
It
know.
doesn't have his jersey hanging up in the Pentagon right now.
Yeah.
But I remember him telling me that South Dakota is basically Indiana without like the publicity, right? When it comes to the way that they care about basketball. Why? Why is it like that?
Here's the deal. There's no pro sports in South Dakota, right? So South Dakota State, they're the teams.
The only game in town.
Yeah, I tell guys that I recruit, like, listen, there are no pro sports. So if you go to Walmart, you better be ready to talk to somebody for 20 minutes. It's going to take 20 minutes longer to check out because they're going to ask, how's the team? How you doing? Ask about your teammates.
Yeah.
It's just a cool deal. I think it's awesome. It's not for everybody, but it's a really cool deal how much they value basketball in the state.
So year 2 for you.
Yeah.
You lose all 5 starters?
All 5.
Is that right?
Hey, keep reminding me. No, it's
Boy.
82% of our scoring, 74% of our rebounding. Return 2 players that played any minutes for us, really, from last year. So it'll be a different team. It'll be a new look. If we lined up both teams next to each other, you'd be like, this is a completely different team.
Why?
Number one is size.
Okay.
Last year, our average height was 6'3". We were bottom 8 in the country in size. This year, our average height is 6'7", right? I would guess that's top 50 in the country. When we were at Utah State, made 3 straight NCAA tournaments. We were number 2 in the country, number 2 in the country, number 1 in the country in size, right? You got bigger guys. You can make more mistakes defensively and cover it up, and the floor looks a lot smaller. So if you look at the research over the last 10 years, the number 1 or number 2 defensive team in our conference has made the NCAA tournament, right? So if you're not good defensively, you can't get there. The Summit League is traditionally one of the best 3-point shooting leagues in the country every year. You got to be able to guard, right? That's what,
because everybody can shoot.
Exactly. Yep.
So you brought in 3 guys in the transfer portal that you had previous experience with, having coached them before. The one thing that you always hear when it comes to the portal is like you never want to burn a bridge, you never want to burn a relationship because you can always get those bounce back guys, right? You can always get someone that wasn't happy at the high major. Is that and you don't hear about that, right? You hear about they lost, the player went up a level, you lose Grant Nelson, you lose Max Asmus, but there's benefits to it for you guys at this level to get some players that maybe didn't work out the last time.
Yeah, it works both ways. Everyone asks your opinion. It's a blessing and it's a curse, right? I think we can get really good players out of the portal. For me, one of the main things was, do I have a relationship with them? The 2 guys I coached at Utah, yes, for sure. Caleb Stewart, who transferred from La Tech, was on the Conference USA All-Freshman team. I recruited him. We actually played in the Rockets Arena at Utah State. And the night before that game, I was watching Caleb play. His dad was an assistant coach on his high school team. So all 3 of those guys I knew well, knew they fit our program, knew everything about those guys, thought they were a perfect fit for us.
Does it make it easier when you bring them in, when you have that previous relationship? Because one of the things you always hear about transfers, like you recruit a freshman for years, you recruit a transfer for like
3 weeks,
6 days in the portal, right? Does it help having that previous relationship?
Yeah, I think it really does. I mean, two reasons. Number 1, just the trust factor, right? They know who you are. They know what you're about. Number 2, having Boston and Lahat at Utah, they know our stuff. They know our system, right? So they were ahead of guys this summer already because they played in that system, right? Lahat left for a year, went to Central Florida, made a huge mistake, obviously. He should have come to South Dakota right away. No, I'm just kidding. He did tell me that when he called me this spring. But it just puts those guys ahead of other players because they've been in the system.
How different, even from when you were here as an assistant and you guys won, how different is the landscape of college basketball has changed so that again, if you saw what you guys were able to do then, you might not be able to do the same thing now with the portal, with even NIL. I don't know how much NIL hits you guys.
Yep.
Probably not hard yet.
Not hard. But I would say a couple things. Number one, we did take some transfers the last time and built it with a mix of everything.
Yep.
But those transfers had to sit out. Right. So
they learned the system.
It was okay for us because we got a year to work with them and redshirt those guys, and they got a lot better. Matt Mooney got a lot better. Played for Texas Tech in the national title game after he went to Utah State. So I think that year really, really helped Matt. So that's a main difference right there. But yeah, the landscape is completely different. I think our league is different for the teams, right? There's a lot of teams that have gone in and out of the league, IUPUI, IPFW, Western's out. We have St. Thomas in the league, UND's been added to the league. So you could just go down the line. There's so much that's different from the first time I was here.
When you move over to that head coaching role instead of being an assistant, what was the biggest difference? Has it been
you didn't have to deal with Craig Smith anymore? That's the biggest difference.
A lot less coffee. No, Craig drinks a lot of coffee.
Yeah. No kidding.
Biggest difference, I would say, one of the things that I miss the most is as an assistant, you're around the players a lot more, right? As a head coach, you're more running the program, and there's a lot of different things you need to be at where it's peer. You're in the gym working out guys individually and getting them better, right? As a head coach, you're more hiring people to do that, right? And then you're running the program from afar, basically, if that makes sense. But it's a lot, right? As an assistant coach, you can be like sitting behind the scenes like, man, I don't know what the head coach is doing, or, what's he up to today? And then you're a head coach and you're just first year, you're drinking out of a fire hose. You don't know what's going on. And so it happened. I was a junior college head coach for 2 years. And the first year was just a blur, right? And the second year, everything slowed down a lot. So I was an assistant coach for 8 years in between there. And last year was a great experience for me to get back. And things are definitely a lot slower this year.
Are you feeling it slow down?
Definitely. There's no question. Ask my wife that too.
Doesn't slow down.
I work for Craig. Come on now.
Even though you got 27 new players on your roster.
I've always loved recruiting. So that's the piece. We brought in 9 new guys. So it never slows down, really. You know how the events go with AU and recruiting. It's just people are like, they send the first day of practice text. Hey, have a great first day of practice. Like, guys, we've been practicing since June 2nd. Like, it's just a little bit longer. Right. So the basketball season is year round, and I love it. I mean, I got into it. I was a JUCO coach, did it for nothing, basically, the first 4 years I was into it. And it's great that I'm sitting here now with you guys.
I love what Commissioner Fenton's already done to try to elevate the profile of the league, right? Yep. I mean, he's got some new ideas, only, been at it for a little bit here. But you guys, I know, had your meetings. I don't know how much you can disclose, but like what was the hot button topic among you guys as coaches right now?
Yeah, we talked a lot about the conference tournament, if the format should change, and protecting the top seeds. We talked a lot about scheduling, right? How do we make our league better? And in most leagues, there's tiers to scheduling, right? Mountain West, there's tiers. Pac-12, there's tiers. And how do we tier it to bring the bottom half up so our league gets better, and then we can start selling the league a little bit more. So that was a hot topic. I would say
it's hard though, right? I mean, that's hard to do. If you're a team towards the bottom, you want wins too. It's hard to get there until you're ready.
You got to win games. Right. You got to win games. And I would say the biggest challenge is if you look at some of the teams in our league, North Dakota State, South Dakota, teams just don't want to come play us at home.
Why would they? It's a tough environment.
Yeah. One of the things we've emphasized is just intent to schedule. Like when I was at Utah State, we had to provide the tournament committee a list. These are all the schools we contacted that we tried to play, and they said no. Here's a copy of the email. Here's a copy of the text message. They said, no, we're never playing you guys, right? So can we try to elevate our league by trying to play better teams, maybe trying to play more neutral games to make our league better? That's been the main focus.
So I want to go back to the conference tournament here because I think the best thing about college basketball is when you get those neutral court environments where you have half the crowd is rooting for one team, half the crowd is rooting for everyone. You can kind of see it like right down the middle, like you got red on this side, you got blue on this side. When you play here, when you play the Summer League tournament here, is that what it's like? Is that the experience that it's like?
Yeah, obviously being in South Dakota, we get a lot of great fans, right? I think it's been better throughout the league where more people have traveled, right? The longer it's in one spot, They can make plans. Like they want to come to this. We talked about yesterday the student athlete experience here. If you take it out of Sioux Falls, I'm not sure what it's going to be, right? But we have awesome fans in the Midwest that'll come and travel.
He loves it for the home.
No, I do. It's 45 minutes away from campus. I'll take it every day of the week.
Yes.
But we have to do our job and get better to have a chance to play in the championship like we did the last time I was here. So I think the people here do a phenomenal job. Commissioner Fenton has raised the level of our league already. Part of it is with the CBS Sports deal, right? And just making that the Midco Sports Plus with CBS Sports. And we have at least two games on national TV this year. When I was at Utah State, if we knew we were playing on CBS Sports, like that was a big deal.
You were calling every recruit.
Well,
right?
we were, but what happened was we were picked, I think, 10th out of 11 teams our first year. You were at
I know
in
Sam
Vegas.
Merrill. Sam Merrill reminded me. Trust me.
You were watching us play St. Mary's in Las Vegas, and we had no games on TV, and then it was like, hey, game added.
Right. Yep.
Different rest for this game, and it like, okay, they're good. We got to change things around. So, but being on CBS Sports is a huge deal for our league, just getting the exposure for our brand.
The greatest story he could probably tell is a Crew Ainge story. But
you were sitting by Danny
those probably aren't even. We probably can't tell the Crew Ainge stories.
I went to Boston for the first time this year with my wife, and Crew took care of me. Absolutely took care of me. Go do this, walk this route. Oh yeah, he's the best. So I can't say anything bad about Craig.
All right, I am going to ask you to say something bad about Craig Smith though, because he gives a lot of dirt on a lot of people. So you got to give some good dirt on Craig here.
I don't know
something good.
I mean, everybody knows he drinks like 20 cups of coffee a day, right? Is that good for you?
He doesn't. No,
I mean, like, is there studies done?
Is that you really think it's like?
I bet it's easily over 10 per day.
Yeah, that is.
Like we have when we went to Utah State, we put a Keurig machine in the locker room on the scores table. You ever seen that before?
What?
So we're brewing coffee during practice.
Come on.
Yeah.
Seriously?
And so everybody knows that.
He's down in him.
I would say the thing I would go at him about is just how's the shoe game? Is the shoe game getting better or not? He's got the socks going all the time, but does he have good shoes? I don't know.
He doesn't have good shoes.
I got to follow up on that.
We'll find out.
You always try to coach him a little bit.
He needs that. No
so
doubt.
what you're saying is that he's not coachable.
No, he's coachable. He is.
How good? I mean, how good do you think you guys are going to be this year? Because again, like you said, with so much turnover, you don't know that the beauty of the landscape these days is you can flip it quick.
Yep.
Right. Do you have a feel for your team yet?
I think you can flip it quick. The issue with that sometimes maybe in the first year is one thing we always talked about the last time I was here is trying to build a program. There's a difference between building a program and a team. If you build a team, you can be good for a year, but maybe you're down for 2 years, right? If you build a program, you at least have a chance to compete every single year, right? So last year, if you looked at our team, we were super inconsistent. We were up and down, up and down. I think this year we'll be way more consistent. If you came and watched us practice, you're invited. We practice at the Pentagon after this if you want to come over. But I put the teams together every day. I don't know who's going to win. Really? We're deeper. We're more competitive. And everybody in town's like, Coach, how good are you going to be? I can't answer that right now. But what I know is with practice being that competitive, we're going to make each other better every day by that. And last year, I don't feel like we did. So I don't know if that's the right answer, but that's my answer to that question.
I know you brought Max here, and he's a really cool story, isn't he? How far he's come, I think, right? Walk on?
Yeah.
To start, and you're bringing him here for media day. That's got to be pretty cool for him.
Yeah, and he's from Sioux Falls, right? He grew up here. And awesome. I always tell people, when you have South Dakota kids, it's different. Like this paw is different for those kids.
Really?
And, I mean, it's an awesome experience for Max. Last year, I'll tell the story about Max. He was a walk-on. And at practice, he was just deferring to other guys to play. Yeah. And at Utah State, Justin Bean was a walk-on for us. Honestly,
he started as a walk-on.
He was a walk-on. Yep. Wow. And you guys don't know this, but when we first got there, we were like, man, he's got a ways to go, right? But we got our butt in the gym and worked with him. Abel Porter was our starting point guard, was a walk-on, right? So we started 2 walk-ons. So I wasn't dealing with it. I walked up to Max and I'm like, Max, are you on our team? Yeah, Coach, I'm on our team. Well, then you need to get in the drill. Like you need to compete every day if you want a chance to play. And he's like, I have a chance to play. Yeah, Max, like, I don't know yet. So he took that
blank slate.
Yeah, and just ran with it. And he was the first one in the drill every day. And our deal is Gata, get after their butts. And Max is like the perfect Gata guy. And he's set an example for all our new guys every day in practice.
So is that why?
Yes,
I mean, that's why
100%.
He's going to have a chance to have an even bigger role.
He's earned it that way.
Really?
Yeah. He might not be our leading scorer, but he might be the most valuable player on our team with everything.
Just because he sets that kind of culture, that toughness.
Right. And when you bring in 9 new guys,
you better have that.
You need guys like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you got to have something, and they're going to look to him, hopefully a little bit of like what to do with 9 new guys.
That's why Sam Merrill was so important to our team.
Yeah.
Part of it is I think he didn't want to run at practice. So he brought it every day and made our team bring it every day because he just didn't want to run. But Max just won't let that happen in practice. He won't let us have a bad practice, and he reminds me of Sam a little bit that way.
Sam is one of my favorite kids of all time, because there's no BS with Sam Merrill. Zero, right? Like,
None.
he didn't know how.
None.
He just said it the way it is.
We could talk about that for
right?
20 minutes,
It was
but
awesome.
we don't have time for
Him
that.
and crew.
Yeah.
Listen, great seeing you, man.
Thanks, Jeff.
Great seeing
Appreciate
you.
it.
Hopefully we'll get back out here
Appreciate
this
you
year.
guys.
I
Come out anytime. You're always invited.
I did notice how Gator was get after their butts.
Yeah, I didn't know if we're live. If we're live, I
We-
didn't want to
we-
say anything.
it's fine.
Okay.
We're fine if you're fine.
I didn't know how many kids were watching,
Yeah,
but
it's okay. It's okay.
yeah,
that might help you get recruits.
exactly.
Who knows?
That's why I'm saying it. GATA. Get after their
Yes.
ass.
There you go. There you
Thanks,
go.
guys. Appreciate
got
it.
Thanks, Coach.
Great seeing you.
Coming up next is your guy.
Yeah. Well, great. Another great story.
Another
I
great
love
story.
these stories.
Mhm.
Like, these are great stories because it gives somebody like you hope.
Yeah.
You know,
Give someone like me
it,
hope.
it does. It does.
All right, Max Burchill.
Max, what's up, man? Jeff
Nice to meet
Goodman.
you.
Nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you.
Good seeing
We
you,
were
man.
just saying what a great story you are. You know, in terms of going from, like, for me, these are the coolest stories, going from walk on to somebody that now you're a major part of this team. And we're just talking to Coach about it. He was like, last year, beginning of the year, you weren't acting like you were part of the team. You were acting like you were timid, right?
Yeah.
And then he kind of got after you a little bit.
Yeah.
So take me through that
Yeah.
and how that flipped kind of your season.
Yeah. You know, each coach is different with walk-ons and stuff like that. So usually I would kind of, not take as many reps as, the guys that were scholarship players or trying to, supposed to be in those positions. So that was just something he kind of got on me about. And, when he gave me that confidence, it kind of just flourished from there. And I was able to, find some minutes and, didn't want to lose those minutes. So did everything I could to, keep increasing minutes because I still have 2 years left. So I want to, start someday and, be a player at USD that will be remembered. So
How long did it take you to kind of go from being the guy that, hey, look, you got to get in these drills if you want to play, to being someone that took ownership of that, to being a guy that when you kind of, you know what, I might actually be a rotation guy on this team?
Yeah, I would say it probably took me, 2 months, just because that's not something, even him, giving me more confidence. That's something you really got to believe in yourself. And that was something, my teammates from last year, I came in with a lot of them, Mason Archambault, Cruz, Parrot Hunt, Damani Hayes. They gave me a lot of confidence, and Damani Hayes is a case study that he was a walk-on as well, earned his way to a scholarship, became a starter. So that's someone that I look up to and is a role model for me basketball-wise. And that was someone that I was like, why not just give it all I got? There's no reason not to. So
how did you get on the team to begin with? Tell me that story.
So it was COVID, and my basketball season was done. The state tournament in South Dakota was canceled, so I was doing what everyone else was doing, staying inside. And Casey Kasperbauer, our assistant coach, had texted me, or somehow got my number and texted me. And at this point, I only had NAI offers. I didn't even have D2s from Sioux Falls. So
Really?
yeah. So I wasn't.
So like
recruited at all.
Augustana,
No.
Billiter, nothing.
Nope.
Watched you play plenty.
Oh,
Didn't
yeah.
think you were good enough.
Yep.
Okay.
So then Casey, said, there's a spot on the table for you. And I asked my parents, I told Casey I'll give him towards the end of the day. And I asked my parents, and my mom was like, well, if you do it, you're going to do it. And I grew up a USD fan.
Okay.
My parents both went there. I have a brother that went there. My dad played basketball there. I grew up, coming to the Summit League tournament every year. I watched Stan Amude my senior year of high school, and then I played with him my freshman year of college. Just had no idea I was going to play with them. And got on the team, and it's been history ever since.
That's crazy.
Yep.
So this is like the ultimate dream for you
yeah.
right now.
Yep.
I mean, again, your parents must be like so proud.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
must be the coolest thing for them because, again, like this wasn't like the blueprint.
Yep. So, when I play, step on the court, I hold a lot of honor and privilege with that. And, I'm blessed to be able to, even get the opportunity. That's what's really crazy to me is like this wouldn't have happened if I wasn't given an opportunity.
Yeah.
So
So you're from Sioux Falls, right?
From Sioux Falls, yep.
Is it nice being back here? Like, is it a little strange walking into this and not, sitting in the stands and watching?
Yeah. It's crazy not seeing a bunch of fans. I got to stay at home last night, so that was cool.
Oh,
I didn't
nice.
have to stay in the
Nice.
hotel, so got a home cooked meal, so that was good as well.
It's always a plus, right?
Yep.
Now, baseball guy too. You're
Yes.
a pretty good baseball player.
Yeah.
Did you think that was going to be your your
So
path?
I had more offers actually out of high school for baseball, and then I was just like, my brother plays baseball at Minnesota when I was a senior in high school. I wanted to just go be a student there, wanted to be a business major. So I signed my deposit to go to U of M just to be a student. And then Casey called, and I was like, Mom, I'm sorry I lost you $250.
I'm sure she's okay with that
Yeah.
right now. I'm
Yeah.
sure she'll take that. And
What position were you?
I was a pitcher.
You were a
Yeah.
pitcher.
Yep.
How hard could you throw?
I topped out at like 88. So
that's not bad.
not bad.
It's not bad.
Not bad.
Unless,
Not great,
if
though.
you're a lefty, maybe.
Yeah,
then
lefty,
you'd have a better
you're
shot.
good. Yeah.
88 would be fine as a lefty.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I'm not sure that's enough.
Yeah. Yep.
So are you just cleaning up intramural softball at South
No.
Dakota now?
I haven't asked coach to play.
Really?
yet.
So how good can you tell how good this team is going to be with so much turnover?
Yeah.
Losing 5 starters.
Mhm.
You know what you had last year. What you guys struggled a little bit.
Yeah.
What's going to be the strength of this year's team?
I think we have a lot of flexibility with the lineups we can play. Also with depth. We played 7 guys last season, pretty much every game, and that was, especially being the smallest team, you got to work that much harder with 7 guys. It's fun, but it's hard to do for 25, 30 games. But this season, we have a lot of depth, so we'll be able to play a lot of different lineups, which will help us, on the road, in our non-conference, and in the Summit League.
How vocal are you now? Like, are you trying to get there?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, is coach on you?
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, we need your
Yeah.
voice. We need your, again, like you said, you grew up rooting for this program. It
Yeah.
means something more to you
For sure.
than it probably does to a lot of, they don't understand it yet.
Yeah. That was, coming into this off season, that was just as important as getting better was, being a better leader.
Yeah.
Me and Paul Bruns, we're from South Dakota. So, it means a little bit more to us, the state of the program and where the direction of the program.
Yeah.
So just making sure everyone's on the same page, and, we're playing to win and to win a Summit League tournament. So
Did you get a scholarship? Did you get on scholarship?
I did not.
Oh, we got to work. Come on.
That's all right though.
We got to get that done.
What have you seen
know?
from Paul this summer? He was
I
the guy-
think a lot of confidence coming from UND and the state of our program and the guys we had a pretty solid and solidified starting 5. So it was kind of tough for him to mix in with that group. Just kind of because he's best when he's aggressive, and I think this season he's kind of taken off the reins, and not that he doesn't care, but he's like I've deserved these shots, and he does, and everyone on our team knows he's deserving of those. So him being aggressive is him at his best self.
He's another South Dakota kid, right?
Yep.
Did you guys have a little rivalry? in high
No, we
school?
never played. We were in different classes of basketball, so we never got to play each other.
Who was the bigger class?
I wasn't.
You were.
Yep.
So that's your bragging
Yeah.
rights, right?
Yeah, but I think they won state tournament, so that's his ultimate bragging right.
Last question. What's it like playing in Brookings?
It's-
What's
fun.
that game like?
Oh,
Talk
it's
to me
fun.
about it.
A lot of people are screaming at you.
Yeah.
There's about in the whole gym. There's probably 30 people in red,
Really?
Yeah.
Really? That's it?
including your team.
family?
Yeah, your team.
Yeah.
There's about 15 on the bench, and then there's about 15 in the
That's
stands.
all you get?
Yeah, and it's so much fun, especially when you hit a big shot
Yeah.
or it's coming down to the wire and you guys go up 2. It's like the place goes quiet. But then when they score, it gets pretty crazy in there. You can't hear a play call and all that stuff. But it's a great time.
Good. Well, listen, congrats, man.
Yeah.
We got to get you on scholarship.
Yeah.
That's
all right.
that's
Nice, man.
hell of a story.
Yeah.
And good luck this season.
Yep,
all right.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. Last but not least,
Max Burchill, right there. That's a cool story too,
is.
man.
It
Like
is.
I'm telling you, like this was fun.